you born into a prison that you cannot smell or touch or taste, a prison for your mind and your body. So in this case, I'm going to explain you a little bit about the prison that everyone is, because they didn't do the math. They cannot tell that they are in a prison, and all the time that they spend working for the Uncle Sam. They are still working in the plantation and they don't realize about that. So for instance, here in US, if you're in US, for instance, the poor or kind of middle class, this is going to be the very low end, but you can make here, at least at this time in 2021, 3,000 a month, so that will be like 36,000 a year. So that is very, very little. So, but there is a trap that I'm going to talk about this. For instance, many people, they don't realize about this, but if you rent here in a small city, I'm not talking about San Diego, Los Angeles, or New York, or anything like that. I'm talking about maybe Cincinnati, or maybe someplace in Kentucky, and small city, or something like that. So you're going to spend like $1,200 a month in a rent. So that will be a year, 14,400. That is a lot, just in rent, because you have just this fixed income. So that is why it's very important that you can get out of the rat race, like Kiyosaki is talks or teach in his book about Rich Dad Poor Dad. That is a book that I recommend. And here you have, for instance, health insurance, 300, food, 400, car insurance, 100, savings, 300. Hopefully you save something, because you never know, the car breaks down or something happens and you have to have some savings. And then gasoline, 100, cell phones, 70, internet, 55, gas, utilities, electricity, gas, water, 300, miscellaneous, 100. When you want to realize, you have $2,925, and maybe you have $75 left, and that's it. So what happens if you rent? You're going to, like I said, in the year is going to be 14,400, and if you live, let's say, 70 years, you're going to spend like $1 million just in rent. That is a lot. So that means that you're going to work, just in 1 year, you're going to work like 4.8 months just to pay the rent. That is crazy. So, and in the 70 years, you're going to be working like 28 years just to pay the rent. That is crazy. I know you can say, well, yes, I understand 3,000 is very little, but what happens if you earn like 6,000? Yeah, you may have to work less, but if you earn more, surely you don't want a house that is 1,200. You may want a house that is 2,000 or 3,000. So it's going to be kind of the same. So, and if you have a family, it's going to be a lot more. And if you, for instance, let's say that you rent from the government, let's say you own a property, that the property is never yours, because if you don't pay the property taxes, they will kick you out, and that's it. And you lost the house. So that is another trick, is that is what I was talking in the beginning. You're a slave, Neo, but you don't know. So here you have, in the year, it will be, for instance, let's say you have like a regular house, maybe 90,000 or maybe $100,000, and if it is more than that, it will be more. So let's say that you're going to pay maybe 7,200 just in taxes. That's it. So that will be like 2.4 months of labor just for that, just for the government. Chuck. Keep working, slave. And that will be 14 years. 14 years just for nothing. It's just for the property taxes. That's it. And then that is if you own your house 70 years, and that will be like $500,000 just in that. And that is not all. So he will have, for instance, let's say that you live like a medium state, you're going to pay like taxes like 7%. So 7%, you're going to pay, let's say, when you buy things, you go buy food, you buy a car, you buy things like that, you're going to pay at least 7% of everything that you buy. So there are countries that are much worse. For instance, in Argentina, it's not 7%, it's 21%, because they are socialism. They have the socialism and it's worse, so they're going to pay a lot more. So you have, for instance, here, just everything that you buy is 7%. So you have 2,500 just for that. So that is almost another month just for more taxes. And then after that, that is not all. After that, you're going to, at the end of the year, if you don't have a business, you're an employee, you're going to pay the income tax. It will be like 3,000. The city, maybe another 100. And then you're going to pay the Social Security, and then you're going to pay the Medicare. And then when you want to realize, you have like $6,000 just for that. That's it. So, and remember, your income is 36,000. I mean, you barely trading water here. So you have to pay here. This is just in 1 year. So you're going to pay like here you have, like I said before, you have 6,000 plus another 25. So it's like $10,000 just almost. You have to work like another 3 more months just for that. So when you want to realize, let's say if you own the house, you're going to be working at least maybe 20 years, 25 years, because of these that I just mentioned before. And if you don't own, and if you're renting, that is terrible. I mean, you're going to be working at least maybe 40 years. Latigo, chuck. So keep working. That is very bad. So one of the reasons that I'm talking about this is because most people, they don't realize about these type of things. So one option to get rid of all these, or well, at least mitigate it, is if you can have a business, or if you can sell something that will provide, maybe selling classes, maybe doing YouTube videos, maybe having a business that will work by itself, maybe doing some rental, having properties that will provide you with some income. And then you don't, you will still have to pay maybe less because you have a business and you can deduct a lot of the expenses, but still you have a lot of things that you keep paying. But if you don't have to do anything and the business will do everything for you, that will be great. For instance, what I'm talking about is you have a business, not the business has you. I mean, what I'm talking about is you don't work in the business. You are taking a vacation, watching TV at your house or anything like that, and you don't have to do anything. And you have money. You have dollars or euros coming in all the time without you doing anything. That would be the best case scenario. So you can have more free time to do whatever you want. That would be the ideal. Otherwise, if you want to mitigate this, what I'm talking about, what you can do is, some people, they do it, but they do it because they don't have the resources, is you can buy a RV or something, and then you can go and live in California or Arizona, someplace like that, and you can live in the desert. And then, so because that is at least what I saw on YouTube, many people doing this. They live there, they have, they live in the government land, and they go to work in the city, and then they go back, and that's it. That would be one option. So if you don't want to pay maybe rent or property taxes or anything like that, and then you can save until you can buy properties and something that will provide you with a passive income. So that will be one option. Otherwise, some people, they don't think about any of this, and they do that because they don't have any other resources, or maybe they don't have the knowledge to do these type of things that I'm talking about. But that will be the only option to get unplugged kind of the matrix, not all the way, because in some countries, if you don't pay taxes, they will put you in jail, and that will not be a good thing. So that is the main thing, so that way you don't have to work 20 if you're paying the rent. If you can live in an RV, at least until you can save enough to have some type of business that we will provide you with the passive income that you need in order to avoid working non-stop just to keep the government alive and keep the matrix alive. So that will be one of the options. Otherwise, you have to go and live in the jungle and they will take advantage of the population. So this is a sad thing about living in this type of environment in this century, that if you know another country that you can live, because the ideal will be, I mean, if you don't want to be in bondage, it will be that you can buy land and then you can live from the land. So if, let's say, you buy 2, 3, 5 acres of land, and then you say, okay, I'm going to plant things, I'm going to have some animals or anything like that, and then you can live from the land, and then you forget about the society and everything else. That will be ideal. But the government, they don't want you to have that liberty. They want you to keep working in the plantation forever until they absorb all your resources. So hopefully this video was useful and help you to open your eyes and think in something that you didn't know. And if it's like that, please let me know in the section below. If you want me to make any other video about any other topic, let me know, and see you next time. Thanks.